One. And we're back with some CONTENT. What does that spell?
I believe that spells chronic depression.
Yeah. And today we have a special guest, Mancini the Amazing.
Army hearties, it is I, Mancini the Amazing of the High Seas, in me Captain Morgan heart.
I'm quite glad my headphones are in, because my cat would probably be cringing from that statement, I'm gonna be honest.
Alas, me hearties.
But, you know, my cat's...
The captain may understand the blunder of the high seas.
I really wish you didn't put that content hat on. I really wish. Could you please take your content hat off? I know before I started, I didn't put it on, but I'd like it to be gone now.
Army hearties, it's about me, is it?
Anyway.
Alas, ye be gone. Bar content hat.
And now it is on the floor.
Help.
Now it is on the floor.
Okay. So that's
been
the
ruined.
intro. Welcome to my low tier draft breakdown.
Of the New World Order, New World Order, New World Order, New World Order.
You know, you can tell this was a logo I made myself because it looks complete garbage. But you know what? It looks garbage, I think, in a good way.
I like how it just completely steals someone else's logo.
Well, yeah, but they're heels. It's justified. They're allowed. They're evil. It's, you know, stealing from a Hollywood Hogan isn't stealing at all.
Okay.
It's not. It's if someone's evil, you're allowed to steal. It's just a facts of life. But yeah, Mancini's going to be joining me to talk this out. He helped me draft, you know, a lot in drafting as well, so it makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just go. So basically.
Yeah, no, wait. To preface this, he was the first overall pick in this draft order.
Yeah.
So he had one pick, and then 17 other coaches got to have their first pick, and then their second pick before it got back to him, where he then had 2 picks in a row.
Which means I got to get the pick of the draft, basically. The best Pokemon in this format.
But then he would have to... He couldn't get something which relied on very specific support, because it was very possible that most of the strong Steels, Fairies, and Dragons would be gone in the next 24 picks? 34 picks.
A lot of picks. Oh no, 33. No, yeah, 34.
30.
Yeah, 34.
Bullshit.
Whatever,
We're very
regardless.
good at maths.
I had to just
Instead...
get something stupidly strong, stupidly good. So I picked the first pick, FERALIGATR. Nicknamed Rock the Casper, because just like that song, this Pokemon is a fucking banger. Okay? It is just amazing.
God, I didn't realize that he was a member of the Crips, but I guess I should have guessed from the gang colors.
Yeah.
And the signs.
Yeah, I mean, he does throw out... Look at those fingers. Those are some fingers that can throw out some mad gang signs. So,
Absolutely.
To give context, I was just involved in a league, the Not So Casual Pokemon League, with Mancini the Amazing.
The Mancini the Amazing.
Mancini the Amazing. So, like,
Actually dropped out because I took a break,
Yeah.
as you would know. But yeah.
But
He was.
I stayed in, and I got to the finals, was eliminated round 1, yada yada yada. But
He means playoffs, by the way.
Yeah, playoffs, whatever. FERALIGATR in that league got 21 kills, which was second overall with the top
In 11
rank
weeks.
22. Yeah. And it was the only non-mega in the top 5 for kill leaders. So the theory is, if I can...
That megas are broken and we should ban them and FERALIGATR.
Okay, look, I'm not here pitching my, you know, anti-Ultra Beasts agenda, okay? You can keep...
None of them were in the top 5 kill leaders in the Not So Casual Pokemon League.
Yeah, but they look ugly, so whatever. FERALIGATR, you know, if I can do that with like an actual, you know, in like a normal draft with like, you know, a lot of high-value walls.
Yeah, you know, when someone has fucking Defini.
Yeah.
Or...
Ferrothorn.
Ferrothorn, superpower.
Mega Venusaur.
Facade? After you get poisoned?
Yeah, like, you know, it's
Bruh.
easy. Wait, does Sheer Force get rid of the facade double chance, by the way?
No,
Okay.
that is so. To qualify, Sheer Force is a very interesting ability which FERALIGATR has access to both Torrent and Sheer Force. You can definitely run both. Its defensive stat spread, as you can see there, 85, 100, 183 is actually fairly utilizable because it's got Skull, which has the 30% burn chance combined with very decent physical defense. Very good resists, being a bulky water type, and Roar, which is really good for stopping being passive. It's also got Ice Beam, I believe, and Dragon Pulse, I think, for special coverage, though it might not have Dragon Pulse.
I think it probably does have Dragon Pulse.
Yeah, and which means that it's a bit Sheer Force, so that's where you would use Torrent to boost your Scolds when you're low on HP. But more importantly, Sheer Force boosts the power of moves with a secondary effect by 1.3 times while removing their secondary effect. This does not affect moves which only have a primary effect, such as a high crit rate, which increases the primary damage, or like Freeze Dry. Not that I don't think it gets Freeze Dry though.
Probably
Or
so.
in that situation, Facade, which just changes the primary damage.
And, important part, if you are using a Sheer Force move, you don't take the Life Orb chip, so it's completely free.
Yes, and you also don't activate Emergency Exit, or like red cards and eject buttons.
So it's
for some reason,
a stupid good one, and those good defenses really help it get a Swords Dance or a Dragon Dance off. Especially
Absolutely.
since the offensive power level of the meta is a lot lower. So, Vault in the DGBA lower tier is just a one-off thing before I realized that this was a thing I signed up for it. But basically FERALIGATR was banned in that. Like, it was banned because it was apparently too strong, like even us. It's like, yeah, too strong.
I believe that was in an 8 Pokemon format, though, correct?
Yeah, that is 8 Pokemon.
In 8 Pokemon, it's almost impossible to realistically draw checks to a lot of the very strong lower tier Pokemon, especially something like FERALIGATR.
That is true, but still, it was banned in that, so that just sort of shows the power level of, the possible power level of FERALIGATR. And I think it's gonna go kind of
legendary Pokemon. There are so many Pokemon which are unable to switch into its physical liquidations, and then beyond that, there are even more Pokemon which are then unable to check its coverage in Crunch. It's got, obviously it's not the fastest Pokemon, but there are a lot of Pokemon it's able to take out with a +1 Aquajet, and it's got Superpower and Earthquake to break through bulky steels, so something like Empoleon is not going to be having fun. Ice Punch for grasses.
Yeah, also a lot of the stupidly fast Pokemon that have speed even after +1, like Mega Sceptile, Zeraora, Dragapult, they're not there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Jolty. No, it's not Jolty. It's Electrode. It's a Selgor. And I think that's about it for Pokemon that at speed even after +1.
Ninjask.
Ninjask. Okay. I don't think anyone drafted Ninjask or Electrode.
Probably because, someone probably drafted Electrode. It's got screens.
I guess. I don't want to check. But I think that's it for that FERALIGATR.
Sorry. We should also mention that this is a points draft format. Yes. Most of the other draft that you would see from this YouTube channel is a semi-tiers draft format, so this was purely based on points. I believe FERALIGATR was 18 points, was it?
Yes, it was. Yeah, it was.
And you had, I believe, 100.
Or was it 150?
Yeah. 115 sounds a bit random. I can check, but I thought it was just 100.
Yeah, check so that I don't have to, leave the video, and everyone will see all of my tabs full of compromising information.
Yeah, it's just 100.
Okay, there you go.
I should know. I wrote the doc. I put that on the doc. I had to change all those tabs individually.
Did you do the tiers? Because if
no, not the tiers.
Maybe you can explain why MELOETTA was only 12 points. Segue. That's how you do content, everybody.
Apparently that's how you do content. So this is an amazing Pokemon. For some reason. I told him to draw this, and then somehow it got back to him, and then he has
only
it.
12 points, which is very good. And MELOETTA, it's a very good Pokemon. I used it once. I used it for, true fans of this channel will remember, if I actually uploaded that video, that I used it against Dartar in my I drafted in WPF A division, and I used it once against Datar before I dropped it. But you know, in that it was really good. Tanked a +2. No, yeah, take a +2 Moonblast from Mega Dealancy and set up the Trick Room that won me the game. So yeah, it's very
MELOETTA is a very interesting Pokemon. Normal Psychic typing, which I believe was unique. No, because Girafaridge had it. Yeah, Girafaridge had it.
Yeah.
But so it gives him a very nice Ghost immunity. Offensive Ghost, terrifying in this tier, though this is, as we should probably mention earlier again, a legacy format, so Pursuit does still exist.
Yeah.
Just we don't have necessarily the best users of it.
Is Crocodile in this?
Crocodile is not. No, Crocodile is tier 2. But like, I mean to say that your team doesn't have the best users of it.
Oh no.
Because we will talk about your Pursuit user when we get to them.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. I'm taking it you don't know who that Pursuit user is.
I probably do when I see it. But...
They're next.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, sorry. So MELOETTA has a phenomenal 100 and 128 special defense, coupled with a very usable 128 special attack and 77 physical defense. It's got the ability to use Relic Song to change. Yeah, sorry. It has the ability to Serene Grace, and then it has Relic Song, which is its unique signature move, which allows it to change forms, which comes with a 20% sleep chance, which is a 40% sleep. No, 10% sleep chance, which is a 20% sleep chance with Serene Grace, which is fun and balanced and just fair. And then it turns into the.
Does mean 100%. Let's be honest.
Yeah, only if you're an Ash Greninja, as you well know.
Yeah.
128 speed then, and a normal fighting typing. So it's like basically a Mega, but people don't tier them as separate Pokemon because their decisions are purely arbitrary.
Well, okay.
Purely arbitrary.
But the difference is you need to click a move to do it.
There are differences, but the differences and the dividing line is arbitrary. I'm not saying that there are not differences, but the dividing line is arbitrary.
Also, I think
it also has U-Turn, which is very convenient combined with its Trick Room support for this team, in case for some reason he wanted to do like a very bulky Sword Stats Trick Room FERALIGATR, which is possible, and then clean in the late game with Aqua Jet, depending on matchup. As well as MELOETTA itself is specifically a good Trick Room supporter because its 90 speed means that it's relatively fast, so it can get a slow U-turn out in Trick Room.
Yes. I will say...
also, it's only weak to one type. No, two types.
Dark and Bug.
Yes. And it resists both of them after a Relic Song, when it is still weak to 2 types.
Yeah, no, that's... Yeah, like, it's
3 types. I forgot about Fairy.
But Flying, Psychic, Fighting...
And Fairy.
Fairy, so 4 types.
Oh, Fighting as well.
Yeah.
Alright.
Man, the Tomboy form sucks.
Yeah.
No, I think, especially in a low tier format, the fighty Tomboy form, that's just what I'm calling it by the way, will be, I think, a lot more usable, if you know what I mean. Because I think it's very awkward to get the Relic Song off and then, to have basically 3 moves because then your special attack's kind of garbage after that. Unless, what would be what would be really cool? If Relic Song changed whether it was physical or special based on the form that MELOETTA was in. But then that would be too ridiculous.
It's still weird and low BP, and you would still be switching forms.
Yeah.
I don't see how that would really... But yes, MELOETTA is good. It also has, importantly, I believe, Fairy, Ghost, Bug, Grass, as well as its normal Psychic Stab.
Yeah,
coverage, as well as its Fighting Stab.
I think the subs.
Yes, Hyper Voice Stab is always good. But I believe it does have Signal Beam, Shadow Ball, Energy Ball, and Dazzling Gleam, which is cool to break through a lot of defensive types, specifically Focus Blast and Dazzling Gleam, as well as Close Combat. Very good for breaking through the Dark types, which would normally take the Psychic moves well. Not to mention that Normal is generally a very good stab typing in this format because the steals tend to be pretty bad.
Yeah, it's like, what's the really strong defensive steals? Registeel?
Registeel is bad. I think it gets tricked as well, but I might be misremembering.
Check that.
I was already doing that.
Well, you know, I just need to.
MELOETTA.
Just need to. Sometimes
It does not get trick or switch. No, it does get trick. Yes, okay, it does get trick. It does not get switcheroo. It does get snatch.
Is there any meaningful difference between trick or switcheroo besides the type?
No, it's just some Pokemon only get switcheroo.
Okay.
They're the same power points as well.
But let's go to our pursuit user. You know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is.
WHIMSICOTT has pursuit.
I think it does. I might be remembering wrong. I know that I had a team with Whimsicott where the pursuit user was really weird, and no, Whimsicott doesn't have pursuit. I think none of your Pokemon might have pursuit. If you're asking about the Gen 8 Pokemon, it doesn't, because that's not a move that's in Gen 8.
Yeah, no, it does. Does.
If you're asking about the, if you're asking about either of you, the EV or Light users, they do not. Dude, if the meme Pokemon had it, that would be so ridiculous.
Man, Gen 8 mons suck. Except for the one we drafted, it's very good.
It's very good. I'm sorry, so Whimsicott. Whimsicott is another Pokemon that I said was underpriced and he should get. It's a fairy type, it's a grass type. It provides him a resistance to electric types, and grass types, which are strong against Feraligator, as well as it allows him to break through water immunities, which tend to be water types, like Gastrodon.
Yeah, size of a toad. Like this just
Swampert.
crushes the crap out of him.
Quagsire.
A Swampert doesn't even check Feraligator for much. It cannot come in on many liquidations.
Quagsire.
Yeah, Quagsire.
But I mean, it can talk to Feraligator, which is enough.
Yeah, sure. But then this will aromatherapy away it, so it'll be fine. But yeah, Whimsicott just has a bunch of utility too. Tailwind, you know, U-turn.
Lagging Tail, U-turn. Wait, does it get Trick Room? I always forget.
I don't.
Yeah, it does. It does.
There you go. So
it also gets Prankster Worry Seed, which is really cool if you want to play something which has an annoying ability like Speed Boost or Emergency Exit or something.
Yeah.
And then you can Worry Seed it, but it doesn't work against Magic Bounce.
it just makes it insomnia. So okay, here's what you do against Sing. Wait, what's got the? There was a Pokemon that ran Worry Seed specifically because it was really strong in a particular matchup. But I think it was Vileplume who was actually running it, but I forget what it was Worry Seeding. Oh, it was probably if it was Vileplume, it was probably Worry Seeding.
I think it was in XY.
Yeah, but that was. I forget what it was.
Malamar. It was Worry Seeding Malamar.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Worry Seed.
Power. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and it stops Mega Ordino from resting.
There you go.
Yeah, it's convenient. It's a convenient thing. It's really good at stopping Rest Talk Pokemon from powering off. It also gets Toxic, which is cool. Memento, which is a good thing. Knockoff, which is nice team support. Like, it's got a lot of very good team support options.
Yeah, it has a decently wide offensive move pool anyway if you want to run like offensive with specs or something like with Hurricane.
Yes, though as you can see, it has a very shitty 77 special attack.
Yeah.
So you generally need to run a choice specs if you want to run offensive.
Yeah, that is true.
I don't believe it even gets Calm Mind. No, it doesn't. It only gets, I think, Cotton Guard as set up.
Yeah. But the option is there.
It does have like Charm if you wanted to be a dick. Charm. It is Charm and Attract, but I don't think it has Infestation.
What a cute cotton.
It has Grass Whistle as well.
Yeah, it's
Just
called
like-
the Beach Boys, by the way.
It is the Beach Boys, yeah.
Yeah,
It also has Taunt, which is probably a more important thing. And it has Switcheroo, but not Trick.
Well, good to know that. Okay, I like that.
Yeah. It's good team sport. So you can run that on like Lagging Tail, I think is like the famous meme of like you have like Lagging Tail with Tailwind and U-turn so that you get the maximum turns of Tailwind out, or Lagging Tail with Switcheroo to give your opponent Lagging Tail on like their fast Pokemon.
Yeah.
Whether it's like a Yiltion or an Aerodactyl or what have you.
Yeah, and that'd be just a nice way of nerfing them.
Yeah, it's speed control.
Pick number 4 though was Lycanroc Midday.
It's the doggo!
Yeah.
Look at that 112 speed. This is truly the greatest of the 3 doggos because it's the fast.
Well,
Also a sand rush, so it can be super fast.
Yeah, I just need to run
At
on
At least 5 speed on Lycanroc, because it's your other Pokemon that you've revealed so far that gets Sandstorm.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. Yeah, on Lycanroc.
You do have other Pokemon that get Sandstorm.
I'm sure I do. Oh yeah, I definitely do. Okay, yeah.
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 I don't think you're thinking of the Pokemon that I am, but you do. But
yes.
yeah, it's really cool. Stealth Rock, I believe it is your first Stealth Rock,
Yes,
or hazards in general. Use it.
First hazard, basically.
Oh yeah, Whimsicott is Defog. Did we say that?
Yeah, we did, but it does have Whimsicott does have Defog. But basically, for my next thing, I was like, okay, I need Stealth Rock, and I was just looking through. It's like, oh, Lycanroc Midday. That got a bunch of good DLC stuff. It's another.
Oh yeah, it's DLC format, by the way.
Yeah, it's DLC format.
And it got Close Combat, Play Rough, and Wild Charger, I believe.
Psychic Fangs.
Psychic Fangs as well. Yeah, so really, really good coverage.
Yeah. And, but it's like, it's not going to get to me, and I even remember telling people, yeah, I want this, but it's not going to get to me. And then it got to me, and I was very happy. So yeah, I got a really fast defensive rocker.
It's got Taunt as well. Like,
yes.
112 speed is really good.
It's got a Cell Rock? Is that what it's called?
Accelerock. That is the move.
Yeah.
So you can like Sword Stance. It also has Endeavor for like Focus Sash lead sets, which is pretty pog. And it has, I believe, Steadfast and Keen-Eye. So Steadfast is cool for Focus Sash lead sets because it gives you +1 speed.
Also, it can't be. Does Steadfast make it immune from Intimidate or?
No, that's Inner Focus.
Okay.
Is that Steadfast? I don't know.
Steadfast
I don't really.
honestly might.
What abilities make you immune to Gymtimidate?
We do a lot of research before we start this, by the way. I think you.
I didn't think you were going to say this. Yeah, I was right. It's still affected by Intimidate.
Okay.
It's only Inner Focus. And Rattle.
Scrappy and
Speed. Yeah, Scrappy, Oblivious, and Own Tempo. As well as Clear Body, Hypercutter, and White Smoke.
Yeah.
Or a substitute.
Yeah, pick 4, Lycanroc Midday, Baja Men. They sung that banger, Who Let the Dogs Out.
That's not a dog, it's a coyote.
Okay. Okay. Breakdown's over. It's done. This is the skill line's over. Yeah. Let's move on to 5, I think. Unless, do you have anything else you want to say about Lycanroc? It's just a Pokemon that has a lot of attack, a lot of speed.
It's the best of the 3 because it's got 112 speed, and the slower one's speed type Latios, but this one's faster than Latios.
The 80 speed one wasn't speed type Latios. The 80 speed one just.
No, it's speed ties like some investment Latios. It's the defensive one. It's not supposed to die. It does so bad to them. Oh yeah. Also, this is another crucial. It's the crucial flying resist for Whimsicott and MELOETTA Pirouette.
Yes.
As you can tell, it can switch into fly. You know how like there's the meme about rock types of high physical defense? Oh boy, nice 75, 65, 65. It has like similar bulk to Pheromosa.
Oh, it's not that bad. It is not that bad.
Pheromosa's 79, 59, 59.
Oh, that's depressing. That's depressing.
I'm just kidding, it's 39, 39, not 59.
Okay, thank God.
As you should have figured out, because I don't think 59 is a prime number.
I don't think about Ultra Beasts, I just, people give me facts about them and I go, cool, they're gross. Anyway,
so our next Pokemon.
Yeah, so, okay.
It's Jetta.
Bit of a story before this, so pick number 5.
So I told him about this amazing pick. There was there for 3 points. Aurora Veil
7 points.
includes
7 points.
7 points. Sorry, out of a maximum of 18 was the most expensive. There was this beautiful Pokemon that was there, even though it has access to Aurora Veil this generation. Vanilluxe, the ice cream Pokemon from Gen 5 that everybody hates because it looks stupid. It's like the tree from Gen 8 that everybody hates unanimously. Everybody hates that tree. And then the reason it turned out was because Snow Warning was banned. But it still gets Aurora Veil, so I didn't lie.
You lied to me.
I told you it gets Aurora Veil, and it's 7 points.
You lied to me.
I did not tell you. It gets Aurora Veil.
You lied.
You just
to
have
me.
to set Hail,
Lied.
and then click Aurora Veil.
So we found that out right after I drafted it. So basically,
No, we found that out like 3 picks later.
Oh yeah, 3 picks later. That was it. Yeah,
It was great.
because someone
Like,
else was talking about
legitimately,
how, like,
like nearly through the entire fucking draft. Because Alolan Ninetales,
was good points.
so previously Snowveil was banned for some reason. But Sandveil wasn't. Sorry, Snowcloak was banned, even though Sandveil wasn't. And Alolan Ninetales was tiered because Snow Warning was banned. And then there was the question of like, wait, but it has the snow thing, Snowcloak, and Snow Warning, and it doesn't have any other abilities. Why isn't it banned? And then they unbanned Snowcloak. And that conversation was how I found out that Snow Warning was banned.
Yeah. So literally,
I moderate this league, by the way. Not this particular division, but I do moderate this league, as does Keith now. But he used to only moderate. He didn't used to moderate. That's a very recent change.
I was not moderating during the draft. But anyway, the second the draft ended, literally the second it ended, I put in the pick for Gerda because I think it actually does stuff for my draft. I think it's very good.
Yeah, so he decided to get another fighting type, another flying weakness.
Another fighting type.
Yeah, you've got a fighting type. It's MELOETTA.
Go home.
You're home. I'm already home.
So I picked Gerda.
I'm not even allowed to wear my hat.
I picked Gerda. Put that hat. You can put your hat on during your content, okay?
I don't wear a content hat during my content. I just get confused. So Gerda has a very, very impressive 85, 85, 50 defense. Which is, just absolutely incredible. And then it has Eviolite, so that you can actually take a special hit and not just, die to the first neutral move that comes its way,
but
non-stab.
Here's the important thing about Gerda.
It has
loves
Defog.
Will-O-Wisps.
Oh, it also has Defog.
Yeah,
Your next Pokemon.
It loves Will-O-Wisps.
Your mom loves Will-O-Wisps.
I just thought it was a very good sort of, if someone wants to try to Will-O-Wisp the FERALIGATR, now
It has knockoff.
boosted, Gerda, and that's...
It has knockoff, which is really good to support FERALIGATR, who doesn't like opposing Scoffers. It has Mach Punch priority with Iron Fist or Guts to boost it. You can even run... The 105 attack is very convenient because you can even run in some matchups Choice Banded sets with Iron Fist and just Mach Punch through a team in late game.
Yeah, it would be very good in a Trick Room team. 40 speed's very slow, but the 2 Trick Room sets already.
And then just all of your other Pokemon are 70 speed or faster. But yeah, no, it's before, up to this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the start of your Trick Room backbone, I guess. I don't know if I'd call it a backbone as much as a very, very niche option.
It's just a...
But yeah, no, Gerda is a very strong Pokemon. It has Close Combat and Defog this generation. Yes. So it's another Defogger to support Whimsicott, and he only has 1 Rocker so far, so it makes sense that he would have a Defogger. 2 Defoggers. It's very good at threatening opposing Steels, and Steels are really annoying for MELOETTA and Whimsicott. And Lycanroc less before it got Close Combat, but it has Close Combat now.
Yeah.
It's good for, I don't know, Bronzong.
How does Lycanroc Close Combat anything?
Close Combat has never been a fist thing.
Okay. But it in the first animation for Gen 4, I specifically remember it was you saw the fist, then you saw the foot. It was specifically someone was beating them up with
But Mega Punch, Mega Kick has a fist in its animation. Granbull is also a dog, and it gets Close Combat.
Yeah,
Hitmonlee gets Close Combat.
Granbull has fists. Whatever, doesn't matter.
Doom, the cap has Close Combat. Aegislash is Close Combat, and its hand is Tassels. Arcanine has...
Do not bring that one up to me. Do not...
Arcanine has Close Combat. Barrascuda has Close Combat. Braviario has Close Combat.
Okay, you know who doesn't have Close Combat, though?
Meganium.
It would be really good if Flareon had close combat, because then it would be a much. Actually, it's got superpower, so whatever. Oh, yeah,
I don't understand what specific matchup that would help Flareon out with.
I don't know. I was just trying to segue. Okay, we've got Dragon Force the Flareon.
Rock types, I guess, but yeah. So I mean, I guess it would help against rock types.
Yeah.
You know what else would help Flareon? Webs, but you didn't draft webs.
Yeah. Well.
But you did draft Trick Room.
Yeah.
With MELOETTA. Yeah.
And Whimsicott.
So this is his wish support.
Yeah. Well,
And his specially defensive fairy check, because currently he doesn't have any fairy resists, and this is his first fairy resist.
It does have decent special bulk. 110 is pretty good.
No, it's got good special bulk.
Yeah.
I remember pre-home, they were using this to check Clef because Life Orb Clef was everywhere, and this resists Ice Beam, Flamethrower, Moonblast.
Yeah, and
that was in OU.
Yeah, and okay, the 65 health
Shit everywhere else
is
though.
small, but I think if it's fully invested, like this, health isn't that big.
It has
the
the same amount of HP as the best wish support Pokemon that exists, Togedemaru.
Going through, it's like 85, 100. Yeah.
So
60,
the only
75,
Pokemon,
85. This the wishes will be good, like in low tier. 60,
realistically, most of these Pokemon are offensive so far.
Yeah.
So it's going to be giving them half or more of their HP back.
Yes. So
unless you have a bulky MELOETTA. But honestly, bulky MELOETTA appreciates any HP going into it, and it's so good at racking back HP itself through leftovers.
Yes.
So Flareon. It also has access to heavy duty boots if you wanted to run a Flash Fire variant, or does it not get Flash Fire? I don't remember.
That's its base ability.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure because I was wrong about the suit.
Yeah.
If this gets Pursuit, I'm going to be very surprised.
It's a Flareon. It gets nothing. It gets no offensive move pool.
What do you mean? It has an amazing special offensive move pool.
That's very sad. But it's got Will-O-Wisp, so it can ruin physical attackers that come in on it.
It's got Cursed, so you can set up.
Yeah.
It has Baton Pass if you have like a bulky Lava Plume set to burn Pokemon and then pivot around.
Yeah. The 95 special attack isn't completely unusable.
Yeah, just wish the 95 was in HP.
Oh, that would actually be a really good mod.
Also, it gets that cannon, by the way.
Yeah, it does. Those Blunder Policy sets.
No, you just hit that cannon.
Blunder Policy should also raise your accuracy, and then it would be good.
It really shouldn't. That would be dumb.
That would be good.
In any case, Flareon, Dragon Force.
Yeah.
Is this a song or a band?
Yeah, it's Dragon Force is the one that sings Through the Fire and the Flames.
I don't even recognize that song.
What? Okay, put it on for a second and you'll recognize it. Because you would have
Probably
heard it
will.
somewhere.
I should probably turn this off 2 times speed.
You do not want that on 2 times speed.
I think I recognize this specifically from Guitar Hero.
Yeah,
From someone else playing Guitar Hero.
It's famously the impossibly hard, the final Guitar Hero really hard song, basically. Yeah.
I don't think I've actually heard the song outside of Guitar Hero before.
Yeah, that's where a lot of people have heard it. But let's go on to pick
7. This Pokemon, I had to shill so hard for him to take, but he took it, and let me just say, it is fucking amazing.
With its super secret ability.
Its super secret ability. So not only does it have Tough Claws, which boosts all of its contact moves by 1.2 times, I want to say, so it's worse than Sheer Force. I'm pretty sure it's just shit. Tough Claws is just not a great ability. But sometimes you have to run it, because Berserker's other ability is amazing, but also not for an amazing type in a format dominated by fire types.
Yeah.
Tough Claws, 1.3, you're right.
Yeah, so that's pretty free life orb, basically.
It is also immune to crits with battle armor, and it has Steely Spirit, which is its signature ability, which is definitely not just Steelworker.
Well, I mean, it's not Steelworker because it.
It's called Steely Spirit.
But it also like Steelworker wouldn't do anything. Wait, no, would Steelworker do anything?
Yeah, would it just boost the power of Steel type moves by
Okay.
1.5 times? It's
Okay.
literally the same. No, but Steely Spirit in doubles boosts the power of the Pokemon that's next to you.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool because you can use it with Delmise, and then Delmise gets doubly boosted Gyarables, as well as you getting boosted Gyarables. It's really cool.
That's actually.
It's actually a really cool ability.
Yeah, that's really good.
It also has access to Fake Out. It has Close Combat and Throat Chop as coverage, and probably other moves. A Seed Bomb, I think.
U-turn.
Gunk Shot. Play Rough.
Yeah.
Shadow Claw.
It's got a surprise. Shadow Claw might actually be usable with Tough Claws.
Facade.
Yeah, it's got a surprisingly diverse move pool, and 70 HP and 100 defense is.
And yeah,
fine
and it
on
has
the physical side.
both U-turn and Baton Pass, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, there's this team so far has a fair amount of momentum actually. I've noticed, which is not well.
Yeah, I believe the only pokes that don't have momentum moves are FERALIGATR, Lycandogo, and Gerda so far, which is to say less than half the team.
Yeah, which is pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty solid, and certainly you have more Pokemon with momentum moves coming out.
Yes.
But yeah, so Berserker 110 attack is very good when it has Stab combined with a 1.5 times boost into 2.25 times, which you then can add a Choice Band, and then that turns into, like, what is it? I think almost 3.4 times. I forget how it actually does the math in the game, which is the game math is game math. But yeah, it does like 3 times, like over 3 times damage with steel moves.
Yeah.
In which you have access to both base 50 speed, which you can then run like slow with Gyro Ball, or Iron Head if you want to get the flinches and fast.
Yeah.
I think also Heavy Slam, but I'm pretty sure it's very light, and it has Iron Tail, which is inaccurate, but it's that. And I think it even boosts the power of Metal Burst. Steely Spirit does, but Snap doesn't.
That's neat.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah, when you first suggested this, I was like, when it's like, oh, we need a steel, and you first suggested this one, it's like, no way.
No, I love him.
Honestly, looking at it, it's actually really. I didn't realize it had such a good move pool. I was just like.
It's actually, in my opinion, it is worse than Persian, which I thought it had all of the moves of Persian, because I thought that Meowth had all the moves of Persian.
Yeah.
But Meowth doesn't have none of the Meowths get access to, what was the specific move? There's a specific move that I'm forgetting. Obviously, it's not Parting Shot. Switcheroo.
Okay, doesn't have. Yeah, that's
so
right. Doesn't have
this
Switcheroo.
Pokemon does not get Switcheroo, unlike Whimsicott and MELOETTA gets Trick.
Yeah.
Whimsicott is a terrifying Pokemon, by the way.
Very, very good. I think.
Those eyes scare me. Actually, they look way less bad in the Pokemon Home version.
Yeah.
Because they have dots in the middle. But yes, Berserker.
Husks.
Yeah, they don't have in the models and the Gen 5 sprites. They don't have. They're just gold.
See,
It's terrifying.
I've never really looked at it closely.
Yeah, terrifying Pokemon. Anyways, yeah, Berserker. 100 defense with 70 HP is sometimes good. It means that he can come in against a decent range of physical attackers, as long as they're not fire type, because fire types will burn him.
Yeah.
But yeah, it can pivot in a lot, which is very useful, and it can pivot out a lot with very powerful U-turns, especially if they're boosted by Tough
Especially
Claws.
since it forces out a lot of defense. Like it scares out a lot of Pokemon. Like
It really can. It really can. And yeah, it's just the amount of damage that you take, even through resists with these weaker, like bulky, quote unquote bulky water types and the electric types that are not Togedemaru, it's really incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, but speaking of momentum,
Oh, by the way, before this, its name is the Cat Empire, another band.
is that another band?
Yeah, it's a band.
Why don't you just do bands?
Because then I wouldn't be able to call FERALIGATR Rock the Casbah.
Just who did Rock the Casbah?
Oh god, how did I forget?
The Clash.
Yeah, the Clash.
The Clash sounds even more metal than Rock the Casbah.
Also, I wouldn't be able to call Gerda Basic Thugonomics, I have to call him John Cena.
John Cena. Dun, dun, dun. That would be cooler. Sorry. Now that and speaking of pivoting into different topics, your next Pokemon is another band, not a song. Even though he said that the theme was songs, and then most of these Pokemon have been named after bands.
Stop attacking me.
This is this is the base Rotom for me. However, he likes to call it Rotom Spook Ghost because he really likes that fucking Halloween meme that comes up every like late September, where there's just skeletons everywhere, and it's not very.
I do. Big fan.
But this is not Rotom. But it must be important to note that this is not Rotom fan.
Yes.
Despite him mentioning fans.
Rotom fan is significantly worse than Rotom.
I do not think it's necessarily significantly worse. It's a unique Pokemon. It's got a very good defensive typing and a very good ability.
I guess that's a little bit better now with wait, what? What if someone soaks?
It's another Pokemon.
What if someone soaks your Rotom? Huh? What if someone soaks your Rotom? There's, wait.
What if someone?
What if someone worry seeds your Rotom? Then you're fucked.
Exactly.
Rotom fan doesn't care. It puts on the sunglasses.
Exactly. This is the problem I always have. Everyone just wants to run Worry Seed or Soak against my ground immunities so that they can beat them with their 1,000 waves, God. But no, Rotom Spooky Fan says no. But Rotom Spooky Ghost says offensive speed, 91 base, faster than MELOETTA when it's in the slow form, and 95, and literally no base stat total, 50, 77 defenses, and yet I still think this Pokemon is amazing. It's also immune to fighting types.
It's a very good typing, I think. It's a very good typing.
Two fighting weaknesses. He's had 2 fighting weaknesses so far.
Yeah. And
this is immune to both of them. It's weaknesses.
I think Ghost and Electric is a very good type. Like a very good type.
Volt Switch.
Yeah.
If he has burnt Pokemon with Flareon, then he can click Hex.
Or this can just burn them itself with Will-O-Wisp, or you can paralyze them with Thunder Wave and click Hex as well.
Or you can click Toxic. Notably not a move that the previous Pokemon, PERRSERKER, got.
That's very sad.
Also, Megina doesn't get Toxic.
Really?
It used to get Rest. It didn't used to get Rest or Toxic, but in the DLC it gets Rest, but it still doesn't get Toxic because it's hashtag not toxic. Megina's the least toxic of Pokemon, and that's why they left it in OU when it was broken. So yeah, Rotom Spooky Ghost. It's a very spooky ghost.
Yeah, I mean it's also a Deerfogger. It's the third Deerfogger with only one rocker so far.
Sadly, Berserker, the Steel type, does not have access to Stealth Rocks.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Wait, doesn't Baby Meowth not even get Steely Spirit, or does it? Yeah, no, it doesn't get Steely Spirit. It gets Unnerve and Pickup. It doesn't even get Battle Armor for the immune. Also, Berserker is Meowth with the beard. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, that is is the beard made of steel?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Also, it has horns, which means that it's not like a Viking at all, because Vikings didn't actually have horns on their helmet. Because that wasn't very practical, and it was also quite uncomfortable. So you wouldn't really want to be going around, especially on long voyages with something like that.
Well, it's like how elephants were actually the famous war elephants were actually freaking terrible because elephants don't want to run into a war. They're only sort of the only reason the elephants were there, they weren't actually involved in the war. They were just there for the intimidation factor. Because if you've never seen an elephant before,
that is not true.
Okay.
Someone has misinformed you. War elephants have been used effectively for thousands of years. You can't just take a random elephant and do that, but you can train elephants to charge.
But okay, and I'm gonna be honest though, if you were a Roman or something, someone that's never seen an elephant before, had no idea about it, and you just saw that, you'd shit yourself.
But the Romans had seen elephants. They'd just come from war with Greece. The Greeks had used more elephants.
I'm using that as an example, okay? You're some country that's never seen an elephant before, and you see that in a fight. you'd shit yourself.
Yeah, though it's important to understand that by the time Rome was around, they had long since been aware of war elephants. I mean, Alexander the Great used them. And he certainly wasn't the first Macedon. Well, he was certainly the first Macedonian to use them. I don't think his dad did. But he certainly wasn't the first person from Europe to have used elephants in war capacity. They'd had a lot of contact with North Africa, especially with Egypt, which had been around for ages. And they'd had contact with Pakistan and northern India.
See, never say you don't learn anything from watching the content.
If you want to watch my content, you will find a bunch of random facts in history.
Yeah,
because
subscribe, and
very
comments to the Mancini the Amazing.
The Mancini the Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, pick number 9.
Thank you, Keith.
If we're talking about, this is another song, "Caress Your Soul" by the band Sticky Fingers.
Yeah, it could have just been Sticky Fingers, and then it would have been a yo-yo stand, but he doesn't like yo-yos.
Actually, fun fact about this, so Sticky Fingers was
another Pokemon with 100 defense stat.
Sticky Fingers is technically named after the JoJo stand because the JoJo stand came first. But anyway,
It didn't?
But it did. Sticky Fingers, like...
In real world time, it did not.
No, Sticky Fingers
Wait,
is
what?
actually named after an album. But there is a band called Sticky Fingers that only...
Oh, yeah, that's right, it's an
2000s or
album.
something. And
Like fucking Bluefoot is an album.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
And basically, so there's the band called Sticky Fingers, but technically that is a JoJo's reference because the JoJo stand came first. But regardless, I'm picking the GOAT PINSIR, okay? Let me set the scene for you.
It is
why
the
PINSIR's
greatest
GOAT.
of all time, and he thinks that Caress Your Soul is the greatest of all time
It's
as well.
actually a really good song.
But yes, a third Pokemon with 100 defense.
Yes. So, you know, that's... But let me set the scene for you with why PINSIR's good, okay? You play in Gen 4. You lead off lead PINSIR, Focus Sash, with Quick Attack, X Scissor, Earthquake, Stone Edge. Your opponent brings out Lucario, dodges the Blaze Kick, hits it with an Earthquake.
You dodge the Blaze Kick.
Yeah.
The way you
Yeah, sorry, PINSIR
did it
dodges
with
the
the
Blaze
Lucario.
Kick.
Yeah.
Yeah, kills it, okay? Then your opponent's like, okay, then I'm gonna...
Sorry, in Earthquakes, breaks it down to a Focus Sash,
and Quick
and then you Quick Attack, and he doesn't click E-Speed because I don't know why. He then later said he doesn't know why he didn't click E-Speed.
Yes. So then your opponent brings out a Moltres, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna scare out this PINSIR with this Moltres. But your PINSIR has Focus Sash, and it's literally a lead that's just designed to, like, die, so you don't care. And the Moltres, the Moltres user going, okay, I'm just gonna set up Sun, set Sun, and then you Stone Edge and kill him. So it is now claimed 2 Mons. But then, your opponent brings...
This is in the grand finals of the season, by the way.
And your
Both
opponent
of these coaches are undefeated at this point.
brings out a Shiftry, Sun boosted Shiftry, Chlorophyll. It's like, okay, I'm gonna kill this PINSIR. Hidden Power Fire doesn't even break the Sash. X's are dead. So then you've got a PINSIR that just took out 3 wands and basically won you the game. And ever since that happened, I've been in love with PINSIR.
It's true. I keep telling him that bestiality is illegal, but he refuses to listen.
There's horns,
He's spending so long on PowerAffinity.net.
Is PINSIR a Viking? It's got horns. Does that make it a Viking?
No, I said that Vikings didn't have horns.
PINSIR is a second rocker. It's a bug stab, something that I don't have. But it's
a rock resist.
It's a rock resist. No, it's not.
Sorry, a ground resist.
It's a ground
It is notably not a rock resist.
No.
His other ground resist is Whimsicott, who has recovery, but this one does not have recovery.
It's got 100 defense.
Also, despite being a bug type, this does not have U-turn, unlike Meloetta, Whimsicott, and PERRSERKER.
But what it does have is Moxie, which I think is, pretty rad.
It also has Moldbreaker to set rocks against Hatterene, who's not legal.
Espeon, who is legal.
Mega Diancie, who is not legal. Mega Sableye, who's not legal.
Espeon. Xatu.
Yeah, it's Espeon and Xatu. No, there's something else I'm forgetting. Oh, and Mega Absol, who's not legal.
And,
They also like Oko's Mega Absol, and Mega Absol doesn't do anything because Mega Absol is crap. But,
Yeah.
85 speed he has so many Pokemon between, like, 78 and, like, 90-something. 91?
I do.
Yeah.
That is, I think, an issue.
It's like 4 Pokemon now. It's got FERALIGATR, PINSIR, MELOETTA, Pre-Pirouette, and ROTOM, Spooky,
Go S.
That is a bit of an issue with this, but you know, this also has like priority and quick attack.
Yeah.
It's got hypercutter in case intimidate spam comes. It's
Berserker has quick attack as well.
yeah, it's I think it's a good mod. It's a second rock option. Just
Sorry,
in
I
case
lied to you.
like
Berserker does not have
matchup's
quick attack.
terrible.
It has a fake out.
Okay, yeah, and it has a
Yeah.
surprisingly wide amount of earthquake, close combat, stone edge, Scissor. It's got like a decent.
It's a Pokemon that was in Gen 2.
Yeah.
And any Pokemon that was in Gen 2 got access to all the ridiculous TMs. I think it even has Thunderbolt.
Oh, for that 55 special attack.
I believe I ran a special Mega PINSIR once in a meme match.
Ooh. That is a match I want to
'Cause
see.
I think it gets Hyper Voice as well.
Yes. Pick 10 though was my second Eviolite user, PILOSWINE.
Yes,
Kill
the
it.
second of many. This is also his second Stealth Rocker.
No, third.
Third?
PINSIR.
PINSIR, right. Well, sorry, we probably should have mentioned that with the PINSIR.
Yeah.
This Pokemon does not have 100 defense,
No, but it has 100 HP and 80 defense.
which is the second Pokemon to have 100 HP.
Yeah. And
I
with an
believe the first
Eviolite,
Pokemon
that's
have 80 defense.
bulky as hell, and it is an
It's
ice
also
type
smart.
that is not weak to either rock or fire. And that's pretty cool.
It is neutral to fire and resists ice
Yeah.
because of thick fat.
Yep.
But it is weak to fire if he has Oblivious. And I may have once had a meme. This Pokemon also does not get Pursuit, and if Memoswine got Pursuit, that'd be ridiculous. I don't think this gets knockoff though, even though Memoswine gets knockoff.
It's a shame if it doesn't. But
Also, I'm wrong. It doesn't get Thunderbolt.
oh, you lied to me.
And then, no, I think I ran like Focus Blast, like Rest, and Snore, Sleep Talk, and Focus Blast
That's amazing.
with Mega PINSIR. It was it gets 10 extra special attack with a Mega Pulse.
Ooh.
This Pokemon, however, that we're actually talking about, Piloswine. Piloswine is pretty cool. It gets Snore.
Yeah. It gets
It
Ice
gets
Shard.
like Superpower.
Yeah.
It doesn't get knockoff because they hate it. It gets Freeze Dry with that juicy 60 special attack.
Sometimes that's what you need.
Gets Sandstorm.
Yeah. It's for Lycan Doggo.
Yeah, to give it more special defense.
And
It gets Icicle Sphere to break through substitutes. It gets Bite, but not
it
a
gets
higher
Peck
base
for
power.
the Buzzwalls
It gets
that don't
Peck.
exist.
It gets Powder Snow with that 10% chance to freeze both opposing targets.
Yeah. Look, everyone knows what Piloswine is. It's a very good, very good evolved Pokemon. There's a reason,
It gets
literally, I
Bulldog.
cannot
Speed
remember a draft I've been in where it hasn't been drafted. Like, it's just one of those Pokemon that someone always seems to
Which
pick
is
up.
weird, because I felt like that never used to be the case. It always went like undrafted and in like tier 5, which is
Yeah,
insane.
Well, that is no. Yeah, like it's no.
That was insane.
I think.
But it was a Pokemon that was very underexplored in the draft format for a while, and then in late 2018 it really started picking up, and now it's almost eponymous.
Yeah, it's just.
It's just everywhere.
It's like I used it in the
Which is tough.
down under championships. It was Galadex. I used it. It was very good. It was my main sort of stealth rocker. It came a lot of defensive sets, offensive sets. Everything's fine. Eviolite with it makes it really bulky. Even without the Eviolite, it's pretty physically bulky. Yeah.
Just in case you were wondering if Keith was from rural Australia, his band is from Adelaide.
I mean, yeah. Well, hey, good. You know who Hilltop Woods is.
No, I googled them.
I
I'm
know
not from-
nothing about music. Okay. Anyway,
This makes it look like you know about music. This is a really random band from like southern Australia,
Hilltop Hoods
South
has
Australia.
had a few like,
southern South Australia.
yeah, but they've had a few like actual like hits and stuff like that. Nosebleed Section,
I
Time
refuse to
Prince.
believe.
Like they're a bigger band, I think.
I've not heard of any of those songs.
Yeah, but you also hadn't fucking heard of Through the Fire and the Flames.
So I don't play fucking Guitar Hero.
It's not just. They didn't make the song for Guitar Hero. Guitar Hero
It sounded
was
like they did.
let's make a new song just for our thing. Okay. Pick number
It
11.
also gets Detect, which is cool,
Yes.
and Curse for setup. I've seen Curse before. You can run like Rest Hook with Curse and an Ice move.
Let's go to pick number 11, final pick. Frogadier. So
this is his final Eviolite user because he figured he needed more. This is another Pokemon with just incredible defensive stats of 54, 52, 56. However, it's important to understand. No, it actually has a really fucking good defensive utility because it has protein, my favorite type of thing that you should have in food that you eat.
Protein, which gives it the power of muscles that allows it to just
muscles
change type. You know,
when it uses Brick Break, it has big muscles and the math block.
If anyone's seen Super, you know those arms, those look like the Universe 6 Saiyan arms, so they're strong. Yeah.
Does it actually get Brick Break? I don't think it does. I think it only gets Low Kick. It gets Low Kick though. And Power Up Punch, very important. Rock Smash.
But
doesn't even get Map Block. Is that really only? It gets Mind Reader. What a god!
But yeah.
That way you can make sure you don't activate your Blunder Policy when you don't want to.
So I'm gonna be honest about this Frogadier pick. I thought it got spikes. It doesn't get spikes, but it still gets.
It only gets Toxic Spikes.
Yeah, but that's still fine. A Toxic Spike user is very
good. It can turn into a flying type with Aerial Ace or Acrobatics if it's been knocked, or like Bounce if you're a real Nemo.
Type with Taunt.
It can turn into a Dark type with Dark Pulse. It can turn into a Grass type with Grass Cannot. It's got Toxic Spikes to turn into Poison. Lick to turn into a Ghost. It has Roleplay. If you just really don't like having a good ability. But importantly, it can turn into a Ghost and avoid her Jump Kick, while also using Spite to decrease the power points if I Jump Kick.
Yeah.
Spite's a cool move for Pokemon with Eviolite.
Spite's a neat, and yeah, so it's...
It also gets round.
Yeah, this was like the last round too. I'm surprised that didn't go because it seemed like a pretty...
And importantly, unlike your Bug type, it gets U-turn.
Yes. So like, that's another, another...
And Taunt. You have very good Taunt users. You've got Berserker, Frogadier, Gerda, Lycandog, Whimsicott, and I believe both Meloetta and FERALIGATR, but I might be wrong.
I don't think FERALIGATR gets it.
Does it not?
But yeah, also
FERALIGATR
speed, which I thought was very important for my team. Something in between, like something to break that 91 speed bubble that I've got.
Meloetta also. Yeah. Wow. What an impressive at 97. That lets you outspeed base 95s.
Yeah.
But it's good because there's 15 speed between it and your next fastest Pokemon, which is the Baha Men.
Yep.
And don't you want? And he has the Young Men's Christian Association.
Yes.
This isn't a band. This is just an organization in the United States.
Shut the fuck. You've heard the YMCA. Shut
an organization in the United States which is designed to help. Which is designed to help homeless.
Know your role and shut your mouth.
Bad times. It's a homeless shelter in the United States, which I believe has had allegations of sexual abuse, and thus there was a song about it where, because it's a very Christian thing, it's generally you had a lot of people going there who were homeless because of being homosexual and being removed from their families, out of their families by there, and then being turned away at the YMCA for being gay. And then there was a song by, is it Men at Work, I think?
I think it is Men at Work.
Yeah, Men at Work did the song, which was then trying to make it look very, like, pro-gay, but it wasn't actually.
No.
Yeah, the Young Men's Christian Association.
Because, that's a reasonable opinion to have, except not at all.
It is. It has a Guinness World Record for the most. Oh no, Village People. Men at Work is Men at Work is like.
I'm too sexy from no. Yeah, is it I'm too sexy? Was that Men at Work?
No. Who can it be now? Who can it be?
Okay,
it's an Australian one.
Yep.
Sorry. Yeah. Whereas YMCA is incredibly American.
Yeah. But Frogadier gets stabbed on literally every move it does. So that's pretty strong.
That's gay. Okay, I was gonna say. And of course, they also did in the Navy. The Village People.
You can say the 7C. Anyway, and now we've just got the squad. Here's the squad. Here's a picture of the squad. So go pick by pick. FERALIGATR. MELOETTA, WHIMSICOTT, Lycandoggo, Jurjur,
No, it's Jadili. Jadoi. FLAREON.
FLAREON,
How? It's not. That's a bloody R. Jesus. What are you doing?
Blazaka,
It's Paziki.
Rushun,
Perserker. Rush. He's just being mean. I already had the entire like Uber's podcast thing was just completely them being mean to me, but you know, you just have to bully me too. I come here, I volunteer to help you out.
So I watched like the first one, I was like, this is a meme, and I stopped.
I come here to help you out making your content. I wear my content hat, even though it's really uncomfortable to wear while in bed because it is a pirate hat.
I asked you to take the pirate hat off very quickly.
And then you asked me to take it off. And then I took it off. And then you continued to ridicule me throughout this entire video where I'm just trying to help you. Then it's called the Squad. Isn't the Squad what they call that like left-wing group in the United States Congress? With like Ilhan Omar, Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez, and the one whose name I'm forgetting. But then some people also like to group in the other ones who came in under what's the organization called? It was founded by a bunch of people, but I remember Cenk Uygur got like dismissed out of it in a very thing. Justice Democrats, like Rokona.
Okay, I don't know much about American politics, I'll be honest, besides Orange Man bad.
Orange Man bad. Well, these are like also bad because they're left wing, and you're not allowed to not be right wing in American politics.
Yeah.
They're not even like really left wing. It's so sad. They're just so American. It's like watching Australian politics where like the Greens are like, but what if we had free TAFE, but not university?
And then they're called giant communists.
It's what is it like? Sky News every night. The Green Party, a complete laughingstock or genuine threat to the entire fabric of the Australian nation.
Is Sky News owned by Rupert Murdoch?
I don't believe so. Rupert Murdoch owns like Fox. Does Rupert Murdoch... Does Sky News have a bias? Oh shit, it is owned by News Corp Australia.
Yep, there you go. Okay.
Okay, sorry. Comcast owns the British one. I knew that there's a British one and I've seen it.
Yeah. Rupert Murdoch.
Oh no, never mind. They sold it.
Oh
no, they only sold they only sold the UK one.
Yeah.
God, Rupert Murdoch looks so terrifying now. He looked so much cuter when he was younger.
Okay, you heard it here first. Genie the Amazing had a thing for young Rupert Murdoch. I think this is a good as any to end it with that little revelation. Anything you'd like to say about this team, Mancini the Amazing?
It's ground resists a PINSIR and WHIMSICOTT, but it's got two. No, do you even have a flying type? You also don't have a ground up poison type, so you just everything get a point. You don't have a flying type. You don't have a ground up poison type.
Yeah.
You like basically auto lose to like a Pokemon with Scrappy. Like Sirfetch'd kills this entire fucking team.
Sirfetch'd is scary, I will admit.
Sirfetch'd just blows through this team. But I don't even know if it's legal, and it probably shouldn't. Legal. It's pretty ridiculous. Oh my fuck, that's terrible. Why didn't you draft that? Why didn't you draft FERALIGATR? Sirfetch'd just blows through every team that doesn't have a Swoobat, because Swoobat is undefeatable. And Togedemaru, of course, because Togedemaru has like Iron Bobs.
The fun fact,
and Scotty at the same time.
There's a team that has both Togedemaru and Swoobat that it's on the same team. Yeah.
It's impossible. Okay, so there are two teams that you auto lose to.
What I will say is this.
Also Machamp and Panjoro.
Okay, what I'm going to say is this, though. I think it's just, it is a team that is very hyper-offensive. Sort of like in low tier league, you're not going to have a perfect team, whatever. I think this is a team that's very, very offensive.
Kurta, PINSIR, ROTOM,
Hey,
FLAREON,
as someone that literally did the
WHIMSICOTT.
power rankings for these, do you know how many teams had like 3 Pokemon with more than 100 with like an offensive stat over 100? Like, literally, so many teams were just so fucking passive. I have 3 Pokemon that don't have an offensive stat over 100.
Well, you only have 7 Pokemon with an offensive stat over 100.
What's 100 or over? Then happy. So you can include PILOSWINE on this. Like literally. There were there were so many.
Okay, I wasn't counting PILOSWINE because it had literally 100.
Yeah, there were so many teams that had like, you know.
This is why you don't actually look at stats because abilities matter way more than stats.
That's true.
Berserker's Steely Spirit is insane.
Insane, yeah.
Frogadier has like
stab on everything.
It's got a choice band boost on every move, except for water moves because it already has stat on them.
Look, I think this is a good team that is just going to be. It's just
completely
pressure a lot
destroyed by Surfetch'd.
No, Surfetch'd.
He's got 2 Trick Room setters.
Yeah, I do.
One is 90 speed and the other's 116 speed. There's also doesn't have a toxic spike remover, which is very concerning.
I don't have what?
A toxic spike remover, which is very concerning. Also, doesn't have rapid spin or spikes or webs or like defiant to abuse default.
Look, yeah, but you know.
Also, your dark resists are Girder, who doesn't like getting knocked off, and Whimsicott, who is bad.
Wow, did you just call Whimsicott bad?
It's also terrifying. It's terrifying.
Look into its eyes and call it.
I mean, it's fine because you've got the home thing. It's fine
its
the
eyes.
home thing where it doesn't look anywhere near as scary.
Look into its eyes, the Mancini.
But oh my lord, it's just gonna be like, oh my god, we're back again.
Stop.
Oh my god, we're back again.
Stop.
Oh my god, we're back again. Oh my god, we're back again. Oh my god, we're back again.